Hi, everybody. It is your Kupa educator, Patricia here, and I am going to be doing a cutesy Valentine's tutorial for you since we are coming up on February. But first, I want to do a little promo because we have some new stuff coming. Let me show you guys here, actually. Let me move this so you guys can get a good little view. So we have two new color palettes, the Santa Monica Sweets collection and the Newport Nostalgia collection. So they are both in the pastel family, but the Newport is more of a neon pastel, and the Santa Monica palette has some milky or creamy kind of pastels. So I'm going to open them up and kind of show you guys. Well, not kind of. We are going to show you. Okay. So, oops, I done ripped it off. Like, too excited. Too excited to start the day here. There we go. I do love this because it just like kind of slides back in. It's not like broken. So if you're the type of person that likes to use these for mixing and all that stuff, you can on the side here too. It just kind of slides up and over, and so you can pop it back in and off. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys the colors here of the Santa Monica palette. There's Marshmallow Drizzle, Sugar Baby, Cherry Cola, Apricot Fizz. I was going to say Fritz. Apricot Fizz, Grape Soda, Cotton Candy, Sparkling Limeade, and Limoncello. So the palette will come with the brush, which has the flat paddle side for color application and the liner side for any detail work you want to do. Marshmallow Drizzle this is what I'm talking about when I say kind of like a milky kind of cream color. So you can kind of see it's a little more transparent than the City of Angels. I'm just going to bring this up for comparison. So you can see how opaque City of Angels is compared to Marshmallow here. So you get kind of a milky white kind of look if you can get a read on that. All right. And then Sugar Baby is a little dusty rose. This one's also kind of creamy, a creamy little pastel, like a dusty rose. Cherry Cola, similar, kind of like a mauve. A little pastel mauve. Apricot Fizz. This one is another milky kind of looking one too, you can see. And the Peach Apricot family. And that one's good for like a cover pink too. Like some of these are good for cover pink. You can probably use for like any Frenches and stuff like that. Grape Soda is like a lilac. Let me stop moving so I can get it. There we go. Grape Soda is like a lilac purple. Cotton Candy, we have like a very pastel blue. Like kind of Robin's eggy kind of blue. Sparkling Limeade, so another kind of milky one here. You can see. And Limoncello is like a milky, creamy kind of highlighter color. So when I take it out, you can kind of see there. Yeah. Now on to the Newport Nostalgia. Open that up and show you guys. We have Golden State. And this one is like a goldenrod, a pastel-y kind of goldenrod color. And it's a little more pastel maybe than it comes off on camera. But yeah, very light yellow. Sandcastle, a peach. Tone this light down a little bit so you can see. So we have like a little pastel peach, and these are pretty bright. So like I said, this one's a neon pastel kind of palette. Coral Sunrise. That one's a really nice one. I feel like you can use this one in summer too because it's so bright. Coastal Cutie. A cute little pink. And I'm just going to show you guys the rose collection, which I'm going to be working on right now with our Valentine's colors, just to kind of show you it's different than what we have. So this would kind of fit in between here, I think. You think here? Yeah. It would fit somewhere in between here. So it's none of these are colors that we currently carry or anything. So I know some of them kind of look similar, but maybe on cam, but definitely in person, there's a difference there. Purple Paradise. This one's like a lavender. Surf City is more like an aqua compared to the Cotton Candy. So this one is a pastel, kind of like an aqua color. And then Serene Reef is like a periwinkle. Very cute. And we have Mint Mojito. So this one's more of a neon, and I'm going to compare it to Limeade, just so you can get an idea of the difference, because this one is much brighter. There you go. You can see this one's more muted. So there is a difference in the color there. I know people are going to be like, that looks similar. So I want to address that. By people, I mean me. I was like, is this the same? And then I looked and I was like, oh, okay, they're different. So if you're thinking like me and you want to, you want to know, there's your answer. All right. So those are the 2 new color palettes that we have coming out. So you guys can finally, I know we've been talking about new palettes. We've been showing you guys some stuff that we've been working on, but they are coming out and you guys can get your hands on them. They're very cute colorways. So you can be ready for springtime. Okay, so for now, what I'm going to work on is a little sort of like a sweater nail. You guys are familiar with a sweater nail from the holidays. I think we started doing them kind of around fall time, sweater weather. So we're going to do something of that same technique, but for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be using some of the pinks, and then we're going to be doing some heart-shaped sort of 3D or textured kind of nails. All right. So I'm going to have my hand model come up. Where did I? She has some gemmies. So I'm just going to remove these and we're going to do the design on these 2 fingers. There we go. It's hard to take off the gems sometimes. You have to be careful. It's good if you underneath them. Oh, there's a question. Oh, mint. Yes, I love a mint. I love like any of a mint color, to be honest. My rich wand popped off while I was doing client's nails. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened. Basically, sometimes when you kind of like turn it a lot or try to scrape the sides or lean your bottle, because I do this too. All of pretty much any nail polish bottle is kind of like this, where the wand applicator is actually pressed in and attached to the inside. So when I'm running low on product, I do kind of do this number, right? And that loosens the wand. So all you want to do is just wipe off the wand. If you can, push that wand applicator back into the handle. And then once you feel it kind of like shift into place, then you can use it again. Yeah, it happens to me. It happens with other bottles too. But yeah, it just, you don't want it to happen in front of a client, right? So I'm sorry that happened to you. But yeah, you can just like try to push it back in and, clean off the wand of any debris. What other questions do we have? Yes, all of the color palettes are also good for nail art, and the consistency of it is good for using the sponge to kind of do like an ombre sort of look too. I can show you guys that also. The next time I come, I'm going to bring my little sponges so I can show you guys how how I stamp and all that stuff with it, because the consistency of it is really nice. Like it has a good viscosity that you can use those stamping or sponging techniques. Let's see. What else? Is there anybody else?
Did you get my application?
Oh yeah, the candy hearts. And I was just saying that too. That this would be a good palette for the candy hearts coming. Coming up. It's Valentine's Day. Everybody's gonna want to do like some sort of Valentine's design. So these palettes, the pastel ones, are gonna be perfect for that. Okay, so now moving along, I'm gonna be using my Mani Passport Pro, and I have my coarse Typhoon bit here, and I'm going to just remove the polish from these two nails here. Okay, just gonna start from one side and go down. And a little fan so it can move all the dust in the other direction. Let's see. Let me turn this off because you know what? I prefer this because I think this is the KP 60 and I prefer the 65. So it's a lighter, and I think I described this last time I was here, that one is like kind of bigger than the other one. So if you were here last week, we kind of went over the sizes a little bit. So I want to switch it out because I like the smaller one better. I'm already kind of heavy-handed as it is, so sorry about that. But at least I get to talk about the hand pieces. So the 65, I believe, is lighter than the 60. Okay, there we go. And I think I did acrylic on one, and then I did the soft gel tip on the other one. So it's two different mediums, but you can fill with either or, to be honest. I think I'm going to fill with the Enrich so I can show you guys how I fill with Enrich. Since I get a lot of questions on that. So I'll just show you guys my technique on that. Okay. Just trying to get all around here to remove any lifting. And then I can do that with the sanding band too. There we go. So now that those polishes are removed, let's see. No, don't bite your nails. We don't want you to bite your nails. Nails are jewels, not tools. Yes, Enrich is amazing. I tell people about it all the time. Collagen, vitamin E infused. So it is good for nail health as well. I do love Enrich as a base for a structured gel manicure. I feel like it helps the manicures last longer and it helps the client's nails grow. So if they are trying to grow their natural nail, I would recommend you guys suggest your clients to use Enrich if they're not already using it. Even just as a base, like I said, base coat and then put like a thin layer of Enrich. It helps the manicure last longer. And then you can always do an upcharge, like, you know, well, if you want to do a little hard gel on top, it'd be like $5 more or something. Like if you just want to do a little thin coat, brush it on. Okay. I'm going to dust off before I put my bit inside because I don't want any dust getting in the collet. So do that. Oh, my light went out. Okay, it's fine. It's because no one's using it, so some of these will turn off and on once the battery is just gone. It's okay. Oh, here we go. I'll plug it in. Yeah, we use these kind of to light up the side. So I want it on so you guys can see. There we go. Perfect. All right. All right. I just have this just on a little bit because I'm going to be using, obviously, on the natural nail. So we don't want a lot of, friction on the client's natural nail. I feel like that's a lot. There we go. I try to do it by feel. Okay. Okay, just removing any lifted pieces. Trying to stay off of the natural nail just on the acrylic part, and it will kind of just like chip off on its own. Since we're filling with Enrich, I'm going to sand down the nail bed just so that I can get a really good prepped surface for it. Remove any shine. And again, that's just to make sure I get proper adhesion. Light pressure when using the e-file. There you go. So you have a nice prep nail there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this nail. This is a soft gel tip. You can fill a soft gel tip with Enrich maybe once or twice. I feel like it loses its integrity once the tip kind of goes down past where the apex should be. So just be aware of that. You don't want to, hurt the client's nails or, have them have an easy time of jamming it and tearing up their natural nail. So after like one or possibly two fills, you can remove and do a new set. I mean, my recommendation really is like one, but some clients do want to grow out their nails. It just depends. If they are regular and they come in or their nails are kind of short, you can, make the fills go stretch a little longer. It just depends on your client and what's their routine. So I know a lot of techs will do consultations, and you guys should be consulting with your clients like, hey, what's your water usage? Are you a hairstylist? Are you always like washing hair? Stuff like that. Okay, they may need to come in more frequently, every 2 weeks versus 3 or 4. Sometimes you have clients that want to come once a month. And if they're really good with their hands and they take care of them, then, you can go like 4 weeks. But really the recommended is like 3, the sweet spot, 2, 3, depending on their service. So keep that in mind. Everything is going to be based on the client. Okay, do we have any other questions or? Oh, is that Kyrie in the comments? Is that Kyrie in the comments? Oh, I love you too. She's so funny. She's like, I want to do a live too. I'm like, okay, well, get licensed. Get licensed first. Okay, let me just grab my base coat. Okay. If it's not here, I'm just going to snatch. Oh, it's only mattes. Is there a base coat somewhere? Oh, here it is. It's in the older bottle. Sorry. There's one here. I forgot because I'm so used to using the new style now, the enriched style bottle. But yeah, we have a base. It is here. I'm not worried.
Here's another question.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Does the color have nourishing ingredient? No, it does not. It's just gel polished. So it doesn't have any nourishing properties, but it is a really good formula. So very opaque. One swipe even on some of the colors to get really good pigment. But yeah, no, it will be nice so you can use it as just a polish on natural nails if it did, but no, unfortunately. Good question. There's some good questions. I'm just gonna clean up around the edges, the cuticle. Okay. So I'm just kind of going around to any loose skin that I see hanging, that was flaked up from the cuticle, because when you're using the file, it kicks it up. So you shouldn't be cutting any live skin, just whatever was kicked up from the sanding band, okay? Just like that. So now we have a little clean surface to work with. I'm gonna use my nail prep. So anytime I'm doing any enhancements, I'm gonna use my pH balancer. It's a good way to cleanse the nails and dehydrate. And you only really need to get it on the natural nail. So just a little bit around the edge is fine. And now we'll use our gel base here. And for the base, I actually like the old bottle because it has the short stubby. You can see the bristle is like short and stubby. So it's a good, way to kind of push the base into the nail. Like you can kind of get it in there a little better. The new one is nice too. It has a little rounded edge. So you can, get up against the cuticle really nicely on that one. Different brushes have, their pros and cons. But for anything that's like a rubber base or gel base, something like that, these little short stubby brushes are nice because you can get a nice even thin coat and you can push it into, you see, that's nice and smooth, and you can push it into the nail plate. This way you get every little angle, just like that. Okay. Just gonna make sure it's all in there. And there you go. And I'm gonna pop that in, zap it for 30 seconds, and let it cure. So let me see if there's anything else. Oh, that marshmallow. Yeah, so we do have the sheer white enrich, and this one is a sheer, like a milky white essentially, that you can use for structured manicures if they like just like a regular, natural, or American natural is what they call it, manicure, and it gives that milky kind of finish. So you can always use this. And then if you want a little bit more milky kind of a look, if this is not opaque enough for you, if it's too sheer, then I would use the marshmallow on top, because I think that would be a good combo for any of the milky colors to start with the the sheer white because then it will pop up better, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna get my nude pink and we will fill. And I just get a little bit, you don't need a whole lot of product on your brush. And I float it. I don't start all the way at the cuticle because I don't want it to flood. So I'll start where the nail kind of ends for the fill to start. And then I'll slowly, feather it backward. Just like that. And that way it will fill that gap without flooding the cuticle area. Because you don't want that. And then you can smooth it down across the whole nail. Got a little bit right there. So I just want to clean that up. It's good on that side. And if you have a little thin liner brush, you can also go around like that too. So I'll show you guys like this. You can kind of touch here and drag it down. That way you can fill any areas that need to be filled. And I usually just tap to bring the gel up to some of those areas. If you tap, it'll self-level, which I like. And that is a good way to make sure you're all even. You can also flip the nail upside down, which I like to do, let gravity do some of the work. So I'll flip the nail upside down and then you kind of just look under and then you can tap at the top and drag lightly. And that helps. I want to take some of the product from the tip and bring it to where the apex should be. So slide it down like that. I'm looking on the side, so I know it probably looks weird to you guys. I don't know if that's a good angle for it, but when she flips it back over, then we'll be able to see it kind of level itself. And you can do this a few times. And you can see it level itself. Just like that. And you can put that in. Okay, so I'm gonna have her cure that for 30, and then I'm gonna move on to the next nail. So usually when I have a client, I go back and forth between each hand. So one hand I might do this one, pop that in for 30. I'll do this one and then go back and forth. It is self-leveling, so I think that if you are just kind of painting them on lightly, you're not trying to fill too much, you can probably do 2 nails at a time. Especially if your room is cold, the gel is going to stiffen up just a little bit, so you may have more time. But it's warm in here. We have the lights. You guys know I always say like, oh, it's kind of warm in here. So the product is going to level quickly. So that's why, you're seeing it drip to the side. So be aware of the temperature of your room and, the timing, that if you're quick enough to be able to jump between 2 different hands, or if you want to just flash cure for 10 seconds even, that's better. And then you can cure the full hand at the end, whichever one you want to do. But that's my method on that. So I just push back and I kind of feather. I'm not really using too heavy of a hand on the application because I want it to kind of float where it needs to go. I just want to float the product. And then you can use a liner brush to just kind of make sure the sides are even. And you always kind of want to look on the side. Go ahead. And then on the very last one, I would cure for 60 because you want all of the nails to cure at the same time. So whenever you get to that point, then just put it on for 60 seconds so everything can cure fully. Because that last nail, obviously you're not going to flash cure that for the 30 and then put it right back in. You're going to need to cure for the full time. All right. Is there any other question? No? Okay. So we are moving.
Question about the winner for the raffle, the giveaway, a different giveaway.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be announced tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So if you have entered the raffle, the giveaway is tomorrow. So that's when they're going to announce the winner. So stay tuned tomorrow on our channel so that way you guys can see who the winner is if it's you. Okay. Pay attention to that. And then if they haven't, can they still join it today before it ends?
Yeah, there was special criteria to meet. A post that they had to meet.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you followed all of the steps for the raffle, then they will announce tomorrow. If you haven't done it, you may be past the time to, do all of the qualifying things and make the post and all that stuff. So just, better look next time. That's why you got to stay on our page and look, because we do raffles and we do giveaways and we have promo codes and stuff all of the time on our page. So make sure you guys check out our Instagram every now and again. Let us know you guys are watching, comment, like, do all that good stuff. Okay. Now for I'm going to fold this really quick because it's dusty, just so that we don't get dust in the polish. Anytime I'm like, ooh, dust off myself too. Okay, yeah, I just try to replace it or fold it over so that way I don't get dust everywhere. And especially when you're working with gel, it's so frustrating, right? You're moving right along and the next thing you know, there's like all this dust in your color or in your application. You don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna use, let's see, Palm Springs, I think, and maybe Casting Call, just because they look so romantic. So I'll do one nail with the Casting Call and one nail with the Palm Springs, and then I'll show you guys. When I did this design, I did it like an ombre, like I did the nails white, going up into a gradient of a darker pink. So you can do it that way, or you can do it all the same color or red or, white, whatever. But get creative with it. Okay. So first nail, I'm going to use Casting Call. I'm just going to apply that all over. Try to get as close to the cuticle without flooding it as I can. And you can buff this and file this too, the Enrich. So if you have a lot of lumps and maybe your application didn't come out as smooth as you want, you can go over and buff it, and that helps. Let me just wipe down my brush so I can move on to the other color. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit of red in the brush, but that's okay because I still have to do a second coat anyway. So I will cover it. And then going in the Palm Springs. we go. Just trying to do nice even strokes and get a nice smooth application. See, there's like a little lint there now from me probably cleaning the brush or needing to clean it. Okay, I think I got it. All right, now I can brush over that. Perfect. And I have to do a second coat, so if it's a little sheer because I had to wipe it, that's okay. Okay. So on camera, I know it probably doesn't look like there's a difference, but there is. In person, one is a shade up. So I'm just trying to make like the illusion of a gradient, okay? I'm gonna put that in for 60 seconds to cure the color. Oh yes, I love this pink. It is so cute. Like a little bit of a like very cutesy Valentine type of pink. A little rose, a pink rose color. Okay. Now I'm going to prepare my matte to come out. So let's see, I have my No White matte because I'm going to use that underneath the color. And then I have my handy dandy. Oh, if I do have my clear acrylic, which, oh, there it is. Oh, no, it's white. Just kidding. Ha. Oh, no, maybe it's back here. Natural. Just kidding. This is also white. Why do we have two? Why do we have two whites? It's okay. I'm going to send Marco to get us a clear. Just a little clear will be good for for the 3D part. And this is why we love Marco, because he just does what needs to be done. And we appreciate him. Oh, yes. Thank you. Clear. Yes. Here we go. So now I have the clear so I can do my 3D part, or my like textured part. Going back in with the casting call color, just so that I can get a nice even surface. Okay. See, that's a really pretty pink too, like a baby doll pink. There you go. Like it shows up almost white, but it's a very pastel pink kind of color. And then and you can kind of see the difference now that there's a second coat on there. All right. Just there we go. So a nice like little pink right there, and put that in. I feel like we need a jingle. You know how that girl made that like jingle for Dr. Pepper, and now everybody's making a jingle? I feel like we need a jingle. Somebody make us a jingle. Who's really good with the music? Make us a jingle. That should be the new raffle. Tell them. I need a jingle. I don't know. I'm not a good. You know how? Yeah. First of all, I'm not good with even rhyming words together quickly. Like when your friends do that like little rhyming game, and you're like in the group, I'm the worst. I cannot. So I know I can't write no song. But if you're good at it, tag me, please, because I want to hear it. Just wipe this while we're waiting. Okay. Now I'm going to use our No White Matte and do a top coat over the two nails. And this is how we're going to stick on that little 3D part. Well, not really 3D, but like sweater. So with the gloss top coat, it's really hard to get anything to stick to that once you put it on, unless it has like a base or something. But if you do the matte, let me put this in. If you do the matte, you can still kind of stick stuff on there because the texture of it. So obviously there's no shine, so it's not like sealed off. So when you have like a no wipe, sometimes things can kind of pop off unless it's like specifically made like a gel glue or something or a base that can go on top. But with the matte, you can do your sweater nails a little easier and they won't chip off over time like if you do it over the gloss. So, because I've tried that. I've tried to do like a gloss with the 3D over top, but it just kind of chips off after a little while. So keep that in mind. Oh, what is the jingle? What does it say? Kupa nails look good on. Oh, how do you say the U? Is it you-hoo? Was it a high U? Is it a low U? Do you go down? Or do you say like you-hoo-hoo? Like you? Tell me, okay? I need recorded voices here because I need to know. Okay. Where can I scoop it out? Okay, well, I'll figure it out. I was like, how am I going to scoop it? But I think I can just shake it into this. Okay, so now that our nails are matte, we have our two little matte nails. I'm going to go back in with the same colors that we used, and I'm just going to draw little hearts kind of randomly around. So you can kind of do like a little pattern. Let me just put where I kind of want them. I'll map them a little bit here. Maybe I'll just do mine in like a little pattern here, here, and then I'll do one kind of on the tip. One here too. Okay, so now that I kind of mapped them out, what I like to do for hearts is just kind of, I do the V's first, and then I'll go around and refine them. Because if you can get the V drawn out, then, you know, the rest is easy peasy. I feel like the round parts are harder for drawing the hearts. Shoot. The straightaway is like, boom, it's just already right there. And then you have to try to make them even. Oh, this is the part. This is the part that gets everyone. Okay. There we go. See? Nice. Just like, you know, a little heart. It doesn't have to be too perfect because we're going to sprinkle it, right, with the acrylic. So it doesn't have to be too perfect. The shape kind of does, though. The shape kind of does because that's what's going to be the defining factor. But maybe just not like the inside.
Someone put it, we have a Kupa, but I feel better with Kupa.
Oh my God.
Okay, well.
What in the...
That's hilarious. I'm going to pitch that. Richard, sign them a record deal right now. Right now. That's gold. That's gold. You won.
You
won. Because I don't know what could top that now. See, you got to expect the unexpected in the comments section. Thanks for that, chat. Thanks. Oh, that's so funny. I love that. Okay. I'm just gonna keep doing my little hearts until we get to the next one, and then I'll switch my color. And you can do the hearts like small if you just want to do little tiny ones. I kind of did them big so you can, see, but there's some that look almost like polka dots, and they just like little tiny hearts, and those are cute too. You don't have to do it exactly like this. And it's still kind of cold where some people are. So you can even do like a heart sweater. Still, you can still do the the lines, the sweater, and then you can put hearts down the middle and do your, Valentine's nails like that. See, that's cute. And then I'm just gonna shake it a little bit with this. Oops, woo, that was a lot. That was a lot more than I expected. Because it's so fine. What a nice, fine, acrylic formula there. Okay. And it kind of does our little 3D trick there. I'm going to let that settle, and then I'm going to go on to the next color for now. Okay. Would you say the potted gels are easier for designs like this versus standard gels? Actually like the potted ones for nail art because they're, like I said, they're like a little thicker and they're more pigmented, but you can thin them out if you need to. You can also smooth them down. So like you can use I like to use the back of the palette, and I'll work the product to make it a little smoother. But once you put the top coat on, everything kind of blends down. But I do like these like little potted gels for nail arts just because they're more opaque. Like you don't have to do a second coat. Like for example, if I'm doing a cartoon character and I want to do the skin or something, and you can kind of see whatever the background color that you just painted coming through on like if you use a bottled polish or whatever, and then you'll have to go in with a second coat, fill it in just so it can be, it can stand out, versus this, you can kind of just achieve that with one coat. So that's just my take on it, but we may have something coming for that too. I don't want to get you guys too riled up because we already showed you guys 2 new things. So we want you guys to stay focused on our 2 new little palettes here coming out. We want you guys to keep your eyes locked. Ooh. A little hypnosis. All right, let me do it a little different on this nail. Do a different little pattern, but still kind of just random, or like, evenly spaced. Okay. Try to see, like, it's pretty smooth when you and if you go back to our other videos, we're using it for like all the holidays that just passed, we've been using the palette. So you can do pretty much any design with this. You can mix them, you can shear them out with base coat, any of that stuff. You can even do isolated chrome with this. So use the black or the white, and then you can do your chrome. I've shown you guys that too. So there's a lot of ways to use these colors. Okay. I know this part is hard. That's why I'm like getting quiet, because hearts, like, it seems like they would be easy, right? But no, they are a little tricky, especially if you're trying to get a nice point and make both of the hearts even, like the each side. Okay, there we go. I'm getting there. All right. Okay. And now we have our hearts. Just like that. Boom. Okay, I'm going to close this up and then sprinkle a little bit of our acrylic on top. And then just go in one more time. If you have our little cups for dipping, we have some little cups, and I usually have them here too, but it's okay. I've shown them to you guys before. They're just our little dip cups. If you have that, you can also dip with that. That's another good tool to have, because you can use it for any kind of sugaring, even for glitter, or if you want to mix different acrylic colors. So you can use it on your clients if they want like a custom sort of acrylic look. Then you can also, you know, mix in our little dipping cups too. So we have a bunch of little knickknacks and stuff that, you know, we want you guys to try out too. Not just the lovely products themselves, but we have a lot of accessory products to try. Okay, and now I'm gonna have her cure this for 60. Oh, yeah, Marco was. Oh, here they go. Oh, right here, underneath the hat, underneath the Christmas hat. Okay, we had like a little Christmas hat, so you couldn't see them, but these little cups, we have them on our website too and in store, and it's basically just a little tray, but it has the finger groove for a flip and dip, which is like what our Dipfinity line motto was, flip and dip. So upside down, and then you can, you know, do your dip product like that. But if you're going to be doing any sort of texture, you can kind of have your client kind of dip in like that too, or like this, just to kind of show you guys the different ways that you can use this, or mixing two acrylics in here so you can have the custom color that you want for your client. All of that is possible. So just want to show you guys some other fun things that we carry that are useful tools that I don't really see out a lot. Like, I don't really see a lot of trays. I think a lot of people just use like a dampen dish maybe. But because I feel like, because you're putting liquids and stuff in there, and I don't know, instead of like cleaning it, these ones are disposable, so it's a little easier. But But yeah, that's if you're into that thing. Now we can brush off the excess acrylic. And voila. We have a little textured Valentine nail. So see, we have some like little 3D element. Maybe I'll turn this off. I think it's these little gloves because they're metallic. There we go. You can kind of see them now. The gloves are metallic, so I think it's like killing the focus, but you can see here, there, yeah. There's like some texture there, a 3D little element. I'm doing my own like little lighting on the side. but yeah, just so you guys can get an idea of just some various, you know, design ideas that you can do. And it has a cool little feel. It has a cool little feel. And like I said, you can do a gradient of colors, white to a darker pink to the thumb, or all the same color, whatever you guys want to do. Yeah, there you go. A cutesy little Valentine's design that's just like quick and simple, but just, you know, something to get the girlies excited for the next holiday coming up, which is Valentine's. So if you don't have Valentine yet, you still got some time to get one. And if you don't want one, good for you. Good for you. Because why would you want one? All right. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, don't forget. Keep these in mind for spring season. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.